Hello everyone, we are going to talk about the R&D&I performance of the Central European country group. Our group is made up of Laura Farfan, Umayma Emotwakil and Greta Nagy. Central European countries' R&D expenditure is around 0.8 to 1.3% of their GDP. This is slightly less than the EU 28 average. Czechia was the closest to the average EU R&D expenditure in 2014 when it was around 2% of the GDP. This country group shows a difference from the rest of the EU in terms of EU contribution to R&I by the source of funds. It can be seen in the charts that most of the projects were funded from the European Regional Development Fund and the European Agricultural Fund for Rural Development. These two funds provided more than 85% of the total EU contribution to R&I in these countries. The interesting thing is that among the European Union's member states, more than half of the projects were Horizon 2020 funded. Only 2.6% of the total EU contribution to member states came from the Agricultural Fund, which means that these Central European countries are lagging behind the EU regarding rural regions. In the number of applied patents, the three countries shows a big gap compared to the EU average. While in the EU there is around 105 patents per 1 million inhabitants, in this country group it is only about 20.
Here we have research and development intensity as percentage of GDP showing public and private components. It differs from one country to another in our target group. For example, in Croatia, it has caught up to the EU average because it achieved 2% in 2014, means more than the 2020 intensity objective, and with an increase in both public and private components, while in Hungary, business research and development intensity considerably increased, but declining the public one. Also, it remained somehow far from the 2020 intensity target. And also differently Poland case is because the public research and development intensity is totally ignored, with a modest increase toward the national research and development intensity target. However, it remains the lowest among our group and in Europe as well, strongly dependent on EU structural funds. And here we have the number of researchers in research and development per million people. We can see that there is a huge difference in terms of number of researchers among our group, especially in the way of improvement, because as we can see, they had in 2002 almost the same number, which is 1,400 almost in the three countries, but in 2005 Czechia started to increase at a pace level, being the highest in the group, while Hungary increased as well, but at a medium level relatively to the two other countries. And then Poland took the lowest number between the three to have, as a result, in 2017, 2,542 researchers per million in Poland and 2,921 in Hungary, and then 3,682 in Czechia.
To talk about other indicators in these three countries. The first one is R&I density ranking. So it shows the position of each country. So we can see that Czechia and Hungary are similar in the position out the 28 countries in the European Union, but the difference is with Poland, which is in the 20th position, so we can see a high difference. Right now, Czechia is the one who is performing better, and Poland the worst, we can say. In the top seated publication rate, we can see that these three countries, the Central Eastern European countries, have the 11.1%. This is the percentage of scientific publications within the 10% most cited scientific. So we can see 11.1% out EU average.
And in this part, we are going to talk about some strength of research and innovation system in our countries. We can mention that in the three countries, they have a good public support for business research and development and the high level of attractiveness to funding from abroad. But what differ in those points from one country to another is the strongest or the ratio of those indicators. Other than this, Croatia's research and innovation system is characterized by a strong export of medium and high technology products. Also, it is characterized by a high employment in fast growing innovative enterprises. In Hungary, the economy also benefits from strong high and medium manufacturing sectors, and then in Poland the ability of high skilled human resources in the workforce represents an added value for the country.
Regarding key challenge, we can see in these countries for Czechia the public-private cooperation. It has a weak cooperation between public research and business sectors. So business doesn't invest enough in public research. In Hungary, SME innovation, we can see that the support to MES is not effective enough to encourage innovative activities, and their innovation performance remained weak. And for Poland innovation levels, we can see that the innovative of the economy still require policy attention. SMEs are less innovative than in the EU average. So we can see the EU average is higher than these three countries regarding public-private cooperation is in innovation and innovation levels. So these are the main challenge for these countries. And for conclusion, we found some recommendations for these three countries regarding R&D. So for Czechia, the first one is strengthen governance in the R&D system and facilitate the links between academia and enterprises. In Hungary, better exploit the presence of multinational companies to improve the overall innovation performance of the country. Support innovation among domestic enterprise and boost entrepreneurial culture. And foster cooperation between the main actors of Hungarian R&I system to facilitate the knowledge circulation. And for Poland, more business innovation needed, drive economy toward more medium and high-tech products and services, raise the quality of the public science base and nurture its international exposure, strengthen cooperation between academia and business, and improve synergies between regional and national R&I governance system. For your attention.